Yo, come here.
Gentlemen, welcome to the Siegel Automotive family of dealerships. Thanks for coming in today. How may I help you?
You know me. You know us. Well, guess what? We know you. All right, it's been here now 2 weeks for this oil loss thing. You know, the little light that's flickering saying, yo, what's the deal? And the no power thing, the gas mileage. You know, if we didn't know better, we would think you're trying to whack our engine. But I tell you, it all stops now.
I know who you are, Don Kenny G, and I can assure you that we are very happy to help. Let's get your vehicle in right away and we'll take a look. I very much want to end all of your thoughts of, as you say, go to the mattresses.
Hey, my thoughts. Bada bing, bada beep.
Okay, Don Kenny G, we were able to verify your car's oil loss and your lack of power. And because of that, and because of the longer oil drain interval, we decided to pull an oil sample just to take a look. We did notice some signs of oil breakdown.
What's this oil breakdown thing?
Well, Don Kenny G, as you know, oil is the lifeblood of your engine. And in today's engine, oil breakdown is the primary cause of oil deposits forming in critical areas of your engine, giving you the kind of power loss and fuel economy loss that you've been experiencing. Now, we recommend a BG engine performance service to restore that power and to further protect the engine. It consists of 3 amazing products: BG EPR, BG MOA, and BG 44K.
Wait a minute. MOA? Is that like our DOA? And the 44K? I could use the money.
No, Don Kenny G, it's not quite like that. Please allow me to demonstrate.
Wait a minute. Well, hey, do the thing.
It's good, boss. Okay?
This better be good.
Okay, the first thing I'd like to demonstrate is oil breakdown. Now, as I mentioned, oil breakdown is simply when key properties of the oil that protect your engine begin to diminish or deplete, causing eventually oil failure. 2 ways that oil, the key properties of oil are stressed, are with heat and contamination. So this is what we're going to demonstrate. I'm going to take a sample of new oil here, and this is similar to the specification of oil that would be in your car today. And what we're going to do is contaminate the sample, and then we're going to heat the sample and break this oil down. Now, we're going to use sulfuric acid to actually contaminate the oil sample, and this is, as you can see, something you don't want to get on your suit. And we're going to take this acid, and we're going to put a couple drops in the engine oil. That is really going to put a lot of stress on those additives that maintain those key properties to protect your engine. The very next thing we're going to do is heat it up, and we're really going to break this oil down quickly. We're going to try to torch it for about 30 seconds and really break down that oil. Now, when we apply this much heat to the engine oil, what will happen is it will start to thermal oxidize or chemically react with oxygen. The contamination just speeds up that process. As we start to bring this up to a boil and cook this oil, it will start to change. The first thing that it'll start to do is thicken. And then that's when we start seeing the oil residues and deposits that are really forming in those key areas that we're seeing the power loss and performance loss. Areas like the piston rings and hydraulic passages. So really we want to bring this up to a boil, and then we're going to lay this out on this paper plate and really show you what oxidized oil is. You can really see that's up to a boil. You can see some of that cooking off the test tube. And we're going to lay this out on a white paper plate, and you're really going to see the residue here in the test tube that is simulating some of the oil deposits in your engine, and you can see that that is oxidized and oil, and it is completely broke down. And oil failure can lead to engine damage and eventually can lead to engine failure. So that is oil breakdown. Okay, the first thing we want to do as part of the BG Engine Performance Service is to clean up some of this residue, some of the residue in the test tube, and then how to demonstrate how the BG EPR will actually clean hard to remove carbon off of critical engine components that have been causing the power loss. So what we're going to do to demonstrate this is take the used test tube that still has the residue in it from the oil oxidation and the oil breakdown. I'm going to add some of the used engine oil. And again, about the same amount, about 1 finger or so. And then we're going to take a carbonized bearing and we're going to put that in the used oil, simulating dirty components in used oil that's been oxidized. And now we're going to show the effectiveness in the cleaning capabilities of the BG EPR. So what we're going to do is pour just a little bit in here, and we're going to allow that to do some work here. We're going to go ahead and start our engine here, and we're going to start to agitate that and heat that up. Now the EPR is heat activated, and as that happens, it's able to soften and dissolve some of the very hard to remove carbon off of critical areas of the engine. So typically we run this in the used oil for about 10 minutes. And we're going to be able to simulate this in about 2 minutes as far as its ability to remove that carbon. So we're going to get this up to a boil and just let it do its thing. When we can clean up some of those critical areas, we're looking to improve compression and to be able to stop the oil loss that you're experiencing. So we've really got that up to a boil. We're going to give that another 30 seconds or so. And even so, you can really see it starting to clean around that bearing. Okay, now we got that up boiling pretty hot now. So let's take a look to see how we've done. Again, that EPR is really designed to clean those critical areas. I'm going to lay this out. We'll be able to see that bearing right out on the paper plate. You can really see the difference. That bearing is perfectly clean. You can even see the test tube, and we've even cleaned up the test tube for the most part there. And that's a pretty effective demonstration. You can even see the dirty oil that we had in there with the EPR. It looks a lot better than our oxidized oil. And certainly you can see the bearing is nice and clean. So that's going to restore power and help to minimize the oil loss. The next thing we want to do is actually prevent oil breakdown. We want to be able to offer further protection for the engine, protection against wear, protection against thermal oxidation and thermal cooking, and then also protection against over-contamination, like our acid here. So what we are going to do is take another sample of the new oil, and you can see that we have some here, and then we're going to put our contaminant in there. We're still going to put 2 drops of the acid in the oil. And now we're going to add some of the BGMOA. The best way to demonstrate that is to try to reproduce our oil breakdown. Let's just try to break down this oil, and let's see the effectiveness of the MOA in order to resist that. So we want to increase and maintain that power. So we put in the MOA. Now again, we're going to start the engine and try to repeat the test. So let's torch it up here and really heat it up. Let's take about 30 seconds to bring it to a boil. The MOA is our very best product to prevent and maintain those key properties, to prevent oil breakdown and maintain those key properties of the oil. So as we heat this up here, again, you can see that we're going to bring it up to a boil. And we're hopefully going to show you something very amazing. As we start to heat that up, you can see where the other oil would have started to oxidize. You can see with the MOA, it really will prevent that. It allows you to really manage heat. Once the oil is oxidized, it's really ineffective as a lubricant. You can see with the MOA, no matter how much we want to bring heat to it or contaminate it, and we're going to prevent that oil breakdown and critical deposits causing power loss and oil loss. And there it is. We've got that pretty hot now. We'll even go a little longer. That's really it. And I think you're going to see a big difference. BGMOA is the very best product to prevent oil breakdown. And right there is a good side-by-side. Oil breakdown with the MOA, we want to prevent oil breakdown. Prevent deposits, prevent power loss, prevent oil loss. Further protect your engine. Okay, now that we've cleaned up your engine and further protected your engine, the last part of the BG Engine Performance Service is the BG44K. Now this will offer a very thorough cleaning of the fuel system. It will not only restore fuel economy and decrease emissions, but it will further restore power and performance. All three, the BG Performance Engine Service is a critical service in maintaining good drivability in today's engines.
Whoa, wait a minute. I just got a brainstorm. You know, we in the olive oil business. This product is good for our oil.
I don't know, boss.
Don Kenny G, you're funny.
Funny? Funny how? I'm funny like I'm a clown? I amuse you? Oh, what's so funny about me?
No, it's not for olive oil. It's actually a superior product for your engine oil, as we've just seen. In fact, the BG Engine Performance Service comes with free lifetime engine protection.
Protection? I love this guy. Madonna mia, forget about it. I mean, finally somebody makes us an offer that we can't refuse. Jindan.